everyone. I'm MrGamingGuitarist, and there was a report that came out today that said that Nintendo is going to cease production of the Wii U at the end of this year. And this comes as a shock to me because normally you don't really hear about their Nintendo stopping production of a console until after the next one is already out. So, but then again, this wasn't an official thing coming from Nintendo. This was a report from coming from a Japanese source, some sort of Japanese publication, where they said that Nintendo is going to stop making the Wii U by the end of 2016, and that they're already stopping the manufacturing of a ton of accessories. And to me, it's kind of sad because it really shows just how much this generation for the Wii U didn't really seem to pay off that well at all for Nintendo. Now, before you start accusing me of being a Nintendo hater, I want you to know this right now. I have nothing but complete respect and love for Nintendo. If it wasn't for Nintendo, I wouldn't be the gamer I am today, because the Nintendo 64 was my very first video game console when it was on Christmas of 1998. That was my very first time getting a hold of the Nintendo 64, and Mario Kart 64 was the first game I ever got. So I'm telling you that right now because if there's one thing the internet loves to do, especially on YouTube comments, it's to constantly assume things of you, and because you're sharing your thoughts on one thing where you're just like being critical, offering criticism, all of a sudden that means you hate that thing, when that is absolutely not the case. I'm just here to tell you that the Wii U stopping production is a sign that the NX, whatever it's going to be, is definitely the Wii U successor. And if there's one thing that I want for this, it's that I want the Wii U, I want the NX. I mean, so many people have said this before, and I've said this before on the N4G TV podcast. But what I want from the NX is everything that the Wii U claimed it was going to be. The Wii U claiming that they are making that they are truly offering more for the third parties. And I want the NX to be a system, a console that that third party developers want to develop for. Whenever you see multi-platform titles, and before, you would always see it from you would always see NX titles. I'm sorry, you would always see, before, back in the day, you used to see multi-platform titles. It would be on GameCube and PS2 and Xbox. And now you only see these third-party games coming out on PlayStation and Xbox and PC only. The Nintendo consoles were never included in that, and I just want to know why the hell not. And I know exactly why. It's because it seems like Nintendo is making hardware that complements only their software first and third parties second, when I believe it should absolutely be the other way around, just like what Sony and Microsoft have been doing for a long time, where it's like they want this to be a system that third parties want to develop for. Now, granted, the cell processor on the PS3, a lot of third parties had difficulty with that, and it took time for them to learn, but then again, they learned to adapt. Whereas it seems like for the past two generations, and by past two, of course, I'm talking about Wii and Wii U, for those two generations, the majority of third-party major publishers, they didn't care about Nintendo. It seems like the only ones that seem to be really caring is Ubisoft, where they would release a bunch of stuff, but it's not their main games that they're releasing, except for in the very beginning. And then after a while, Ubisoft's support for these new Nintendo consoles, they just seem to trail off. And last time, and of course, we saw evidence of that when they kept on delaying and delaying and delaying their Watch Dogs port on the Wii U. And by the time Watch Dogs did come out on the Wii U, no one cared. And why did no one care? Because they put everyone's putting their attention on PlayStation and Xbox, not Nintendo. For a while, it seemed like Nintendo has always been doing their own thing, and I don't want them to be doing that. I want them to be as successful as possible. And in order to be as successful as possible, I can't stress this enough. And you've heard so many other podcasts and many other journalists and personalities far more important than I ever will be. They always mention third parties. You have to get the third parties on board with the NX, or else it's just going to be another Wii U. And here's the thing. Alright, so the Wii U touchpad, it was a nice idea. Okay? It was a nice idea. But because they constantly tried to push other stuff, the majority of people don't care about this. What they care about is just a regular standard controller. Nothing like this, I don't want gimmicks, okay? Now, the touchpad was useful for some things, but it's not a universal thing. And what I want is a universal thing that works, and the way you do it is by getting a standard controller. But based on the way Nintendo has been operating, I don't feel like they're going to do that, and that upsets me. That hurts me, because I want to be, I just can't get excited for Star Fox or Zelda. They look like great games, sure, but they seem to... Okay, well, the Zelda doesn't, but Star Fox Zero, at least, they seem to be putting a priority on wanting to make you use this gamepad, and I just don't care about that. All I want out of a video game, okay, is I want a plastic box. You connect it to a screen, and you put the disc in, or you digitally download a title, whatever the hell it is, and you press power on the machine, you press start game, that's it. That's what I want. I just want, like the GameCube, except a GameCube that actually appeals to third parties. That is what I want. I want something back to the GameCube, where all it was just a controller. No motion controls, no sensor bars. I want them to go back to their roots. That is what I want for an X. And the Wii U showed a sign that, pulling off a gimmick again just doesn't work. And the other problem, too, here is this. This is the problem. They use the Wii name in Wii U, and this thing has been collecting dust. I honestly regret purchasing a Wii U, because the only game I ever really played on it was Super Smash Brothers for Wii U and Super Mario 3D World. That was it. We never got a successor to Galaxy. Can you imagine that? We never got a mainline Mario title on the Wii U. How sad was that? We never got that. And every other Nintendo platform in history has had a mainline Mario title. We had Super Mario Brothers 1, 2, 3 on the NES, Super Mario World on Super Nintendo, Super Mario 64 on the N64, then we had Super Mario Sunshine on the GameCube, and then we had Galaxy 1 and 2 on the Wii. But what did the Wii U have for that mainline Mario title? Nothing. Please don't say that 3D World counts, because it doesn't. That was a spin-off, just like how Super Mario Brothers Wii and New Super Mario Brothers and Super Mario Brothers U, those are all not main franchise titles. I want a Galaxy successor, and if Nintendo really wants to surprise us, what I truly want is I want Mario. I want that, make that a launch title. They're probably hiding it, and I want it to be great, and I want it to be excellent. And if you show that, and it's at this point, it's pretty clear that they're gonna pull another Twilight Princess with Zelda on the NX, and I just know that that's going to be a launch title on the NX, and it will be coming out on the Wii U as well. But at that point, that seems very clear. And of course, give me Metroid, give me F-Zero, not this Metroid Prime Federation Force bullshit. I want a true Metroid game on the NX. Give us all of that, and you will have me back on board, Nintendo. But based on the way you're doing so far as of today, I can't get on board. But once you show me your NX stuff, then I can see if you're going in the right direction for me. Of course, I'm only speaking for myself here, what my own thoughts are on Nintendo's track record as of late. Because I just want Nintendo to compete with PlayStation and with PlayStation and Xbox again. I want something that can get up there with the hardware up to the PS4 and the Xbox One. No. I want something more powerful than that, because then that will get third parties involved. Because in order to get a successful platform, you cannot, or a successful console rather, you can't survive on just first party alone. Wii U is a sign of that. And god damn it! Sorry about that. More fucking telemarketers. Anyways, what my point was is I need you. We need third parties on board, and just go back to your roots. That is what I. That is my hopes and wishes for the NX. So, anyways, leave a comment below, and and yeah. So just leave a comment below, and let me know what you think about this whole deal with the Wii U ending production and the NX on the horizon. And please subscribe to me here on YouTube so you don't miss out on any future videos from me. And please make sure to check out my Patreon page where you can support the channel, and that can absolutely help me bring out better content. And of course, I can you can see me on the N4G TV podcast every week on the N4G TV YouTube channel. That's all down below, and you can also watch me watch all of season 2 of Daredevil on Rift TV. Anyways, that's it. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.